Hello ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I wanted to go over some of the exotic changes that are coming in Season 21. We are just a week away from Season 21, and with that is coming a whole new plethora of exotic changes that I am extremely excited for. Some of these exotic changes are going to completely shift the meta for both PvP and PvP and will bring some new things into the light. I currently have very busy few weeks with interviews for internships as well as going out of town for vacation. So the next 3 videos are just going to be me explaining what I think are the best 3 builds. So for the next 3 weeks, I didn't want to leave you guys without anything, and I still wanted to upload every week. So I'm going to leave you guys with a build for a Hunter, Warlock, and Titan that I all think will be meta in PvP and PvE when Season 21 rolls out. Now this video for the Hunter will be before Season 21 comes out, so obviously this will be a guess, but the other 2 videos will be released when Season 21 is out. So if I am wrong in those videos, please let me know, because I'm very curious, and I'm also very confident that these things are going to be really busted, and I think they're going to be really worth giving a try and adding it to your main arsenal. Today is going to be mainly armor focused, with some weapons that I would recommend that you use on the side, but it's mainly going to be about exotic armors in all 3 of these videos, and I'll just go ahead and maybe throw in some aspects and some weapons that I would pair with it, but we're mainly focusing on the exotic changes here. And before we get into the video, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the support on the last video. It means a lot to me to see all you guys being as supportive as you are and seeing all the feedback on the video. I genuinely think I have the best community on YouTube. Whether you are just rolling through or you're a subscriber, I genuinely think you help me remember how good people can be in this world, and I thank you for that. Alright, let's get into the video. In terms of PvE, Hunters don't really have a lot of options when it comes to the new exotic changes. One of the options I can kind of think of is Oathkeepers, because if we're ever in a anti-barrier bow or any type of bow mod era, or just bows in general are good, things like Wish Ender and stuff like that in GMs, Oathkeepers might actually be really good in regards to bow damage, because that's their rework. Instead of being able to hold a fully drawn bow, they are actually going to be able to increase bow damage against combatants, kind of like box breathing, but instead for bows, and it can depreciate the longer you hold it, but it has a peak. So this might actually be really viable in PvE for bow damage, especially for people who like things like Leviathan's Breath and Wish Ender. And I can only really think of one more change that's going to be kind of beneficial that might have an impact on PvE for Hunters, and that is Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. Now, these are already pretty good on their own, especially if you use something like Stasis, where you can just keep reloading your heavy weapon or your special weapon and keep damaging output in a DPS phase. But now that they are going to reload all of the weapons, this might be even more beneficial. Yes, it requires a kill now instead of a hit, but that's still very viable nowadays, leaving an ad to get a damage buff or some sort. So this might become pretty viable for damage phases, especially if you're hot swapping weapons and you don't want to take the time to reload 2 of them, or you don't have auto-loading holster on some weapons. And especially with the upcoming Solar Warlock Demolitionist build, I think this might be actually a really viable option. Alright, now to my favorite part of this, PvP. Now, in terms of PvP, obvious things stand out to me, like Stompies. Stompies are definitely going to be back on the menu, and we're going to see more Hoppity Hunters again. But I thought to try and be a little more creative this time. And there's nothing I love more than playing PvP with a damage buff, because for some reason it lets me have a little bit more leniency in my shots and make me feel like I don't have to be as consistent. Firstly, for PvP, we are back to Oathkeepers, from my understanding, this will work in PvP, and if it does, there is one weapon that I have in mind that's going to be nightmare fuel. La Monarch. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it already almost one-shots, and if you add a damage buff on top of that on Oathkeepers, we might be seeing a lot more Void Invisible Hunters running around with Oathkeepers and La Monarch. Good luck to the hellhole that is Crucible. You can either beat them or join them. And lastly, for PvP, I really think that Mask of Bacchus is going to be back on the menu. This was a amazing armor piece when Stasis first came out, because no one really knew how to combat it and what to do against it. But nowadays, it's kind of faded out of the limelight because everyone really knows how to fight this thing. They know that you have a big blue trail behind you. They know where you're going to go. They're anticipating you more. It's not as good as it once was. But with this new change, after you use your light shift, you're going to get a damage bonus. It does not say specifically to arc weapons, but I'm going to take a guess and say that it's still arc weapons. But you get a 6% bonus to PvP damage with your arc weapons, which might pair really well with this, so we might be seeing a lot more Stasis Hunters again. Now, in terms of guns to pair it with, Trespasser would be probably really good. We're about to be in a sidearm meta possibly, so Trespasser would be a great one. Funny enough, so would Cold Heart, because this trace rifle is actually not bad, and giving it a little bit of a damage muff just might push it over the edge to be meta. Of course, you can also pair Mask of Bacchus with other legendary weapons like a 140 Cantata hand cannon, so you can be more consistent, and maybe some shotguns or some fusion rifles, so you don't have to land as many pellets. But that does it for the Hunter. That's what I think is going to be PvE and PvP meta next season in Season 21. And right when the season drops, I know that is the first thing that I will be using. As a little honorable mention, I also wanted to note that Fragile Focus is getting a rework. And with that, your shields will now have to be broken in order for the perk to not be activated, instead of just literally having to take one tick of damage, which finally is getting changed. Which means this bad baby might be viable again. This already had a mediocre perk pool because of Fragile Focus and the way this works. But you guys might have to dust this thing out of your vault and give it a try, because there's something about this gun that feels really consistent. I don't know what it is, but it feels more consistent than all the other aggressive frames. And I don't even have a god roll, and it still feels amazing. So definitely bust out your Fragile Focus weapons when you get the chance. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully, let me know in the comment section if I'm right, because I won't be here. So let me know if any of these builds are broken in PvE or PvP. The Titan and the Warlock video will be coming out next. And those will be released when Season 21 is out, so it's just going to be me guessing now and hoping then that I was correct, because I won't be here. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for your support. Like and subscribe if you want to. Peace!